Welcome back to Third Ninjas. It's episode 21. If you're listening, please make sure you rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast. Other than that, though, we want to welcome back Colin O'Meara. You are back from injury. Wow. Thank you for joining us.
There you are, bud. We had an friend for you last time.
Yeah, we set up like a like the little we want Jesus candles almost and
really?
stuff.
Yeah,
we didn't, but
Jesus candle.
We should have.
We should have.
I apologize.
It was in honor.
That was on.
You could have a little picture of me right there. You should have like I died or something.
Yeah. I wish regrets. You know.
I wish we could too. Like, I want you to explain your injury, and then when it's at the most serious point, I want us to cut to the Burger King commercial. The BK have
like the Damar Hamlin thing. Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw that live because I got hurt a few days after that. That's what I was thinking too. I was like, dude, like what if I pull a Hamlin right now?
We had a moment of silence for you.
Dude, no, I'm not kidding because I totaled my car. That's what happened.
Yeah.
So I had a concussion. I hit the back of my head on my steering wheel and everything. But also I realized like my chest has been hurting a little bit. I'm like, oh, I think I might have hit my chest on the steering wheel.
Probably.
And it's like around my heart. And like I know that's not how that works. But after what happened to him, like it's been like weeks and weeks.
Yeah.
And it's still like I just have a bone bruise, but I'm still like, what if my heart stops? Like I'm like fucking
honestly,
even though my heart's like down here.
If there is a way to get hit and your heart stop in a car accident, would make a lot of sense. I mean, you literally had a full force of a vehicle hit you in the chest, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like the strongest guy I know, basically. You took on a car to the chest and your head.
Yeah.
There's not many people that can say that if you think about it like that.
I also I got my DNA test results back, and it's now, I've said this before, it's now proven I have an exceptionally high pain tolerance. That was one of the things you can.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I would vouch for you.
No, I swear to God, it's on the thing. It's like I have whatever gene it is. It's incredibly high. I also have
gay gene.
No, I also it told me it
Alcoholism?
was like high for brown eyes, and I was like, fuck. Like some of them were obvious. I was like, yeah, I can tell that.
Yeah, you sent a picture in with your
with your eyeballs.
like you have an 80% chance of having.
Now there was a few others that I was like, oh, like that could be something. And I was like, I think I agree with that. It was a few ones that were interesting, but it was pretty cool. I want to get more because they have more that can tell you genes for like different like behavioral things. Oh, there's stuff like it talks about how like I have a gene like it's prone to like I'm a bad sleeper. It was like it was like not. It said specifically multiple different things like I have trouble falling asleep and I have trouble staying asleep. I was like, dude, like
Trouble staying sober? Did it say that?
I don't think you can really test for that on there.
I had a bad joke.
How can it test for pain tolerance, but it can't test for?
No, so it's not like a blood. It just looks for it's your DNA. It goes there's a gene that so it doesn't prove it. Like it also said that like I'm not prone to sleepwalking, but I know that I do sometimes. So it's like it just says you have a gene that if it you know what I mean. Go do you have the gene that says you have a high likelihood? It's like with fucking Chris Hemsworth. He did that. He found out that he has the gene that guarantees he's basically going to get Alzheimer's.
Did it also say on there that the Eagles have an 80% chance of losing this Saturday?
No.
First off,
no.
All right, so you watched all Wild Card Weekend then?
Dude, you know what's funny? I was like talking shit about it. I forget who I was talking to the other day. I was like, dude, there's only one good game because someone was like, oh, you're gonna watch the games?
Yeah.
Like, the only good game is the Vikings and the Giants game.
Yeah.
And
do we want to hop into the week in sports right now? Because we're trying to be more segment based now, boys.
Might as well.
Yeah, all right, then let's go in the we're implementing segments into this, kind of helping you follow it more, make it more like a sports podcast, more bite-sizable, less our brains just running all over the place. The first segment we're going to go to is This Week in Sports. We'll cover all kinds of sports, but most importantly, it was Super Wild Card Weekend is what it's called, right? That's the new name for it. Because there's 7 teams now, so it's Super Wild Card Weekend.
So stupid.
Such a dumb name.
I hate when they get like optics into it. They're like, we gotta let them know it's different.
Yeah. We added a couple.
Super wild now.
Okay, so first game of the weekend was...
Oh, wait, quick sign. I'm wearing the sunglasses because I didn't even acknowledge that. I still don't like the lights. I completely forgot about that.
I think people figured that out.
No, because these are the most ridiculous sunglasses ever. So people are just going to be like, this is something I would wear.
You do look like Dr. Eggman from Sonic a little with those on.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
Like in his youth.
Yeah, in his youth. Yeah, before he really loses his mind.
The good old days.
Yeah,
is probably
before
what
his wife left him and he blew up.
Yeah. He's just before he starts his beef with a hedgehog.
I don't know, dude. I'll tell you what, he's justified.
Yeah, that was his rock bottom. She was like, "You've been beefing with a hedgehog for 10 years. You're a doctor.
It's eating everything in the fucking tomato garden that I planted for you." I'm fine. Jesus Christ.
You went to medical school for 8 years.
Oh, wait, I'm thinking of a groundhog.
Yeah, you are. All right, this
Anyway.
week in sports, the first game of Super Wildcard Weekend was Seahawks 49ers. I know that the Seahawks got destroyed on the scoreboard.
But it was close.
It was close. They were
up
winning at halftime.
right? It was
yeah.
like 17-16. That's why I didn't watch that one because I was like, I don't care. But I was like, that was better than I was like, okay. At
Yeah.
least it wasn't like that. But the Jags Chargers one.
Oh my
We
God.
fucking you guys
Insane.
got to see it. Fucking we had our show on Saturday.
Yeah, we all kind of missed.
days ago.
Big show.
So
Great.
we're barking ahead of time.
Taking shots.
Yeah.
You can then see it every other Saturday at the studio in Austin, Texas, on East 6th Street,
10 p.m.
1902 East 6th Street, I believe. If my
I think it's
memory's-
12:08.
1209,
12:08.
12,
like that.
1210.
I have a photographic
It's a
memory
place on 6th Street. You'll find it.
Regardless, we're barking before time, before the show, and then you're like yelling. You're on the other side of the street, so we're on other sides of the street, just fucking harassing people. And you're like, yo, the Jags are down 27-0. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And then
Yeah.
you're like, oh, man. And then people are texting me. They're like, dude, fucking Lawrence just threw his 4th interception.
Or 3
And I'm like,
to Asante Samuel Jr.
And I'm like, oh, it's the 4th quarter. They're like, it's the 2nd quarter. And I was like, oh, fuck. Because I wanted the Jags to win.
yeah.
I was like, and not that I don't like the Chargers. I think the Chargers are a fun little team. I like Justin Herbert. You know, he's cool. But they're fucking Staley. Fuck, can't wait for him to
Yeah.
get fired.
Thank God for them. There's no way he doesn't get
I
fired.
think he already should have got fired for the whole Mike Williams bullshit.
Oh,
that cute shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And,
Like that,
and with 5 minutes in the fourth, up by that much, throwing minus 1 yard screens to Mike Williams. And then he blows.
I don't even care when or what happened. It was a meaningless game. Why play your starters? It's like, yeah, that
it
fucking
was
happens.
whack. It was whack.
That was stupid. So I already wanted him to get fired. Plus, I was like, dude, you got to get Herbert a nice ass coach because, like, I feel like people still underestimate how important that really is.
Look at Trevor Lawrence.
That's what I'm saying. He's got Dougie P.
I know they got him some receivers. But Christian Kirk is good, and but they
But
also
see,
don't
that's the
have
thing.
there's no oh my God, they have Christian Kirk.
Right. They got
you know?
Christian Kirk, Zay Jones, Evan Ingram. They all had great years and obviously had great playoff games. It's
Yeah.
like, they're not elevating. It's like, no, it's the coach. It's like, look what he did. And look, that's why they won. That game was like a coaching masterclass from Peterson.
Yeah.
And it just shows why Staley's dog shit. So
Dude,
that's cool.
yeah, it was so bad. I mean, props to the Jags for coming back on that. I mean,
Yeah.
the Chargers, I just don't know how. I think this is something that might fuck them up next year. As in, I mean,
Low confidence kind of thing. Where
because
they're
you're going to lose players. Players are gone. This back injury, maybe it slows down Mike Williams, and Mike Williams is never the Mike Williams that he was
I think
before.
I think it was minor enough because they said that if they won, that he would be back for the Super Bowl. So I was
But-
like, okay, it's a
yeah.
3-week thing. But back, yeah, when they said
Yeah.
he broke his back, I'm like, okay,
Spinal.
that's bad. Yeah, Jesus Christ. I mean, I don't know. Their defense seems good enough, but yeah, also it's just one of those I know Eckler's not like a workhorse guy,
Yeah.
but I don't think he's ever had 20 carries in a game ever.
And they rely on him so much.
Yeah.
They always rely on an Eckler or Danny Woodhead, and they're not
Pass
like the
and
most
run
durable, longevity-wise.
They're always
running backs.
they're always like those little scat backs. Yeah. They had another little fun bastard.
like
They had
I know who you're talking. Yeah,
Ladanian
yeah.
back in the day. Oh, they had Ryan Matthews for a little bit, who also always got hurt. But yeah,
Yeah.
you have Eckler. That's your best offensive player other than Herbert.
Yeah.
And then they just fucking didn't run the ball up 27-0.
It was really weird to just see everything because can someone explain to me how you had the lead by 27 and Austin Eckler had 13 carries for 35 yards?
That's what I'm saying. They don't.
I mean,
they just don't.
What are you
give the
doing?
ball.
What are literally what are you doing? That just doesn't make sense. And he only had 2 receptions also. He just felt very underutilized, which again, like you said, comes down to the coaching of a team.
Yeah, he's the kind of guy that wants to be smart.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to be like, oh, that coach he's on top of it. He's at another level. He's changing the game. And you got to stop doing that shit.
Dude, but
Also,
They
you
have
can
to
just
stop
tell.
doing
It does. Anytime a coach has one of those faces where you're like I'm picturing Brandon Staley right now, and it's just a white blob of a man.
He's,
Yeah.
he's just bitching.
You're like, he
That's
doesn't
what-
even have a face.
As an athlete and you're in a locker room and you have this guy's your ultimate leader. You need to fucking go and dig in the trenches for this guy. Dougie P, you dig in the trench for
and
him.
he's got a face.
I don't know if you saw too, because we were at the show, so I was helping you run things. I didn't really watch a second of it. We watched the
watch any
15-minute
of it.
super cut of the NFL of the game
like
next
after
day.
the fact? Yeah,
Bro,
I saw
how
it too.
awesome that when they were down, when the Jags were down by like 2 or whatever, and they were driving, they could have kicked like a 52-yarder and Doug went for it on 4th and 1 with like he beat Brandon Staley at his own game. Like that's such a fuck you. He's like, this is what you want to do, and I'm gonna do it. And he ran some cute ass Doug play where they like faked the handoff and then went wide.
ETN
and-
went out wide. Yeah. I also saw a breakdown. They did that almost the same type thing to the Chargers earlier in the season. It was just like a breakdown that really shows how good it is because they were like, okay, Chargers have a pretty good front 7, I guess.
Yeah.
They're like, all right, and obviously it's 4th and short. Okay, what are we going to do here? QB sneak. That's normally what it is, or dive at the middle. So they're going to stack the box, and it's like, okay, their front 7's probably better than our O-line, but where's their weakness? And they go, Asante Samuel, great cover corner. They go, he's small. He's like 5'9".
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, let's make him tackle in space. So earlier in the year, it was James Robinson. They had him go outside.
Yeah.
And fucking Samuel couldn't tackle him because he was too big. And this time, ETN was just too fast and just cut around. And they're like, oh, yeah, let's make that guy. And you're like, oh, yeah.
So cool to see shit. So cool to see coaches like that.
I like
Now-
seeing him succeed. He's a sweet man.
Exactly. Sunday, if we move to those games, the Bills, I don't have as much faith in them anymore.
Yeah. No.
I think KC are chumps if they don't take the AFC. The AFC's not bad, but it's like they shouldn't lose to the Bills. I mean, we just saw the Bills almost lose to Skylar Thompson and the Dolphins.
Yeah.
We saw
Skylar
the Jags
Thompson, dog.
almost get astronomically blown out. Had an epic comeback, but that's not going to happen every time.
The Jags probably aren't beating the Chiefs. I mean, that'd be really cool if it did.
But it's just
Well, another reason why I'm upset is because I don't want the Chiefs going to Super Bowl, partially because I'm just like, I can't stand the way every fucking announcer sucks Pat Mahomes off, just like they used to suck off Steph Curry when it happened. They're like, look at everything he does. I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like, he's obviously one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever live. He's also got Andy Reid. It's like, all right, like it's easy throwing a fucking wide open. But look at this. You got Travis Kelce. It's like, I just don't care. And I want the Bills and Bengals to win. I'm like, I obviously want the Eagles to go to the Super Bowl. And if we're going to play anybody, I want it to be the Bills or the Bengals.
Yeah.
But they both looked against mediocre opponents, the
Backup
Lamar
quarterbacks.
Yeah, both against backups, barely won.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God.
And I get their playoff team, so their defense is good and blah, 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 and this, yes. But still, like, if you're a team and the starting quarterback goes out, you should be able to annihilate the other team. Like, the defense for the Bills should have been able to just make Skylar Thompson only, throw over the middle, hard passes.
What was interesting is it was a defense keeping in the game because didn't the Dolphins defense get a touchdon or something like that too?
Yeah, they had a fumble return for a touchdown and a pick.
Well, and what's crazy too, and it was like the Bengals, their offense looked like shit. Mm-hmm. And I was like, although, dude, I don't know if you guys were watching that game. I think there was 8 injuries. I couldn't believe
lot of injuries.
I couldn't believe how. And I'm like, I don't know the extent of it. I guess a bunch of guys in the Bengals O-line got hurt too. I was just like, oh my God.
It was a lot of Bengals zone linemen.
So I'm like, all right, obviously that contributes to the offense being shit. But I'm like, oh wow.
And their O-line's already shit to begin with, so that's tough.
It's going to be a big factor. Yeah, the AFC's they were like the clear better side of the playoffs for a minute, and then now it's looking less like that. And then on our side, to kind of wrap up those games, the Giants took out the Vikings, who
I mean, everybody saw that.
the Vikings, the Vikings sucked. Like
but I mean, the most Kirk Cousins I couldn't believe. Actually, it was one of those where I couldn't believe it because I would have joked beforehand that that's how they would have lost.
Yeah.
I just it blows me away. I'm like, okay, it's 4th down.
4th and 7.
Why would you 4th and 8? I think.
Yeah.
And he threw a 3-yard pass.
Yeah.
Why would you ever throw beneath the stick? It's 4th. Oh, even
throw it into triple coverage.
Yeah, at least
past
make
the
a
line
play.
of scrimmage.
Oh,
yeah.
what? Your season on the line. Also, Jefferson had 40 yards too.
Yeah, I'll look
they
it
just completely force feed it to Justin Jefferson. Who the fuck? Game season on the line. You give it to T.J. Hawkinson and want him to break a tackle and then run 6 more yards. Not making fun of T.J. Hawkinson.
No,
Justin
Cool
Jefferson
name.
had 47 yards
Yeah.
on 7 catches. I mean, it's just. Did you see the thing that people are thinking that Kirk Cousins thought it was 3rd down, and that's why? Because if you look, he almost looks confused when they get mad. Yeah, just like that. He didn't do that. He didn't do it as obvious as Tom Brady. He was like, "Are you serious? It's 4th down right now." He didn't do that, but
That's one of those that's funny. If that is the case, you're like, what a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
But as a fellow concussed person,
idiot. Yeah.
right.
No. It's like, dude, how crazy. It's like, you don't realize, like, dude, maybe they have a mini concussion. The motherfucker's just like, third down,
man.
check down.
Well, it is pretty crazy. Like, think about how you felt after this concussion.
Imagine
how
being
much
like
it
that.
messed you up.
All the time. Like,
Dude, Tua got a worse version of yours and played like a week later and then got it again.
that's what I was saying. Is I was like, I don't remember, I don't really remember hitting my head. I don't think I lost consciousness. I can tell you what I didn't do. I didn't do the hands. I was like, if I was doing that, I'd tell you what, I wouldn't. Oh my God. Yeah. The fact that I was like, how is that even possible to go
Crazy.
Did you hear the thing that came up? My dad called me this morning. We were talking about the Dolphins game. He's a big
You
Dolphins
just
fan.
miss like almost all your
It
It's on my
definitely
lip.
looked
It
like he
makes
just
it
went
around.
over it.
I also had to put on with my left hand, which is like, I forget that how hard it
Yeah,
is
it
to
did
do
look a
things
little-
with your
a little
offhand.
Yeah, keep doing that.
So I was doing this, and no, I was talking to my dad this morning about the Bills Dolphins
rub it
game,
in.
and he was telling me that there was like a report that came out that they played the Bills like right after Tua's injury or the week that like Tua came back from injury, and that Tua admitted he would watch film and then they would be like, "So what'd you think about the like cover 4 scheme that they're using?" And he'd be like, "What are you talking about?" And couldn't remember what he was watching on film. Which it's like, how are they letting him go out and play? I don't know.
Yeah,
but
that's sad too because he's young.
yeah, my dad keeps just being like, I hope he retires. I know it'll
right,
fuck
'cause
the
he's a
team,
Dolphins
but
fan.
he's
Yeah.
like, he needs to
Well,
be.
they're gonna get Tom Brady anyway.
Yeah, that'd be cool. He's got Tom Brady's going there, the Raiders. He's going somewhere with no income tax. He's not going to Houston or Dallas.
I think he's going to the Raiders because
The Ra-
he
yeah.
already tried to go to the
It
Raiders.
was already a thing.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
true, but he
Yeah.
apparently already tried to go to the Dolphins as well.
He tried to be a part owner of the Dolphins and be the starting quarterback of the Dolphins.
I
That's
think
cool.
if I'm him, I'm going to the Dolphins.
I want to see Tom Brady be the first NFL player coach.
That would be cool.
Yeah, I think
He could do it.
offensive
Bill Russell
wise, he would want to go to Miami. You got a coach that's just like throw the ball, let's score points. I get it's a
Fun
more
little
timing
bastard.
offense, but it's like, I mean, Tom Brady's already experienced that Josh McDaniels is not a good head coach, offensive coordinator. Like he's worked with him.
Yeah, but maybe he likes him.
Yeah, you
I
never
think
know.
they did like each other.
I
think
think that was his boy. Yeah,
Yes. And then as
and
soon
he's
as
still
he
got
left,
Devontae
And Adams, yeah, you're right. And I'm sure Adams is like, as much
Josh
as Adams,
Jacobs is gone. Well, maybe Josh Jacobs. They go. Tom's coming in. Maybe he's like, all right.
he's got
If Tom
he's gonna
Brady's
get
come to your
paid,
squad,
bro.
But
you're
Tom, I just don't see him. The Raiders were not good. I don't see him being like, oh yeah, that's a Super Bowl team with me. That was the because it's like as much as Derek Carr is not amazing, they had way more problems than just him.
And-
but the Dolphins were one of the best teams in the league this year. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
you're telling me Brady doesn't want to play with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle,
Right.
Like that's got to
And
be.
Mike Gesicki.
Yeah. As
Might
soon as
get
he caught the
sicky, dude.
touchdown, I was like, "Do the gritty, and then he just his terrible gritty, so
dude, Mike
bad.
gets sicky, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Penn
And then
State.
the Cowboys Bucks game. Obviously, we record on Mondays, so we will not know the outcome of that game until
But I'm
next
gonna
week.
reckon it's old touchdown Tommy.
Yeah, Dak's been playing so bad.
I've been talking to Cowboys fans. They're like, oh yeah, they're like, we don't have a shot at all.
They're so like it's funny because if you remember a lot on this podcast, I've been like, I like Dak. I don't understand why Cowboy fans hate on him, and I have in the last week or two admitted I was like, I'm wrong. I was so wrong. Like especially after that last week where we saw him throw all the picks, and I forget who they lost to, the football team.
Yeah.
The last week, like that shit was
Where he lost the game.
he lost the game.
Single-handedly lost it.
And it's funny talking to Cowboys fans because they're finally like, now you hear us out. This guy sucks. This is why we wanted Cooper Rush because he won't at least lose us.
Well,
the
that's
game.
what's funny.
And
is
he's white.
I've been, but also I've been hearing from
That's why
Cowboys
they
fans
want
for a while that they do love him, and I'm like, what are you talking?
Some of them do. Some
mean,
of them
'cause
are
he
like Dak truthers.
He missed what 4 or 5 games this year, right? And still led the league or like tied the league for interceptions. It's like that's insane.
That's so bad.
Like, that's wild. And it's like they have a good team. And also they've been running the ball more than ever. It's like it's
Yeah.
like all you got to do is just not throw it to the other guys.
Yeah.
You know?
They should run the ball though.
They should.
They
Uh-huh,
have
yeah,
one of the
yeah,
best backfields, and
They need to get rid of Ezekiel Elliott. They're fucked now because they paid him so much money. But it's I like seeing it.
Yeah.
I'm an Eagles fan, but I like seeing them stuck with Zeke and Dak now. And it's like, oh, you got Pollard, who's
Fucking beast.
it's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
They're in trouble. Now, it's going to be a little weird, but I want us to real quick power through just quick off the top of your head predictions for the playoffs, 4 games. Jags, Chiefs. can't imagine Chiefs don't shit pile them, right?
I would go Chiefs.
Eagles, Giants. I mean, we're gonna root for the Eagles.
I mean, honest to God, I'm worried about that because I
Third
mean,
time,
yeah,
bro.
I was saying it's hard to beat a team 3 times, and
It's
the Giants are
hard.
playing. They're one of those scrappy teams. It's all Dabo.
Yeah,
He's a
and
little
Saquon,
meatball.
I don't think has been healthy either time we played them. He missed both games.
And he looked great.
He's on.
And our
So
run
quick.
defense.
He's got adult acne. I didn't know that.
That's kind of cool.
I was watching his
Makes me
interview.
feel heard.
I was like, wow, because he's such a handsome specimen.
Yeah,
He's got late onset.
acne.
Yeah.
He's got
'Cause I don't
triple
think
A.
he had it
Roids.
when
Maybe
he
he's
was
on
in
roids. That's a thing. Could be.
Oh, you think Saquon Barkley might be on
Could be.
steroids?
Anytime an athlete has acne, the comments are always like, it's
Yeah.
steroids.
Bengals, Bills. I'm going.
I'm going
go
Bills.
Bills.
I think I'm going Bills. I think
with the O-line thing.
Yeah, I think they're probably still going to be banged up. Also, the Bengals are better to beat the Chiefs, but the Bills are better to beat the Bengals. Like, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
matchup wise.
Yeah.
Plus, I think it's just got to be the Bills. Like, come on, let it be their year.
And then for the game that's technically undecided, if it's Bucks, I got Bucks over 49ers. If it's Cowboys, I got 49ers over
I
Cowboys.
got
49ers
Niners either way.
I'll tell you, dude, it's Brady, bro. I can't just it's Brady.
yeah,
and
I
Brock
don't think that's
Purdy
a crazy
has to
pick,
make a mistake. I know, and I know I'm that guy that's just waiting on statistical odds. He's like 7-0 and is doing great, but
He wasn't
there's-
that good against the Seahawks.
And that's what I'm saying. There's got to be a game where the Bucks are great at shutting down the run. They come in and they shut down that run game, and then Brock Purdy is forced to beat Tom Brady. And I don't know if he can in a straight gunslinger versus gunslinger battle. But 49ers have better weapons. We'll see.
Yeah.
To wrap up this week in sports, we do have to talk about other sports on here. So I thought I would educate you guys on a quick thing on the NHL. The Boston Bruins are on pace to have the greatest historical NHL season ever.
Wow.
Dude, they're 33-5. 5 losses. They have 70 points, and we're not even at the All-Star break yet. The next closest team has 12 losses.
Wow.
That's how far ahead.
What is the record? Do
They're
you know?
33. I think everything is points in the NHL because you get 3 if you win in regular, and then the other team gets 1 if you force overtime, and then you get 3 if you win in overtime. So I think the most points that they ever said was 110 or something, or 115. Because last year the Avalanche had 108 around there.
Yeah.
And they're on track to beat it though.
That's
Pretty
cool.
as long as they keep it up. They had a 20-game home winning streak on the season until they lost a game or 2 ago. But
Isn't that crazy that no one cares?
it is wild. You guys probably didn't know that, and I only knew it because I was I should check
I'm
out
wearing a
some
hockey
NHL.
shirt right now, and I have no clue.
Sure, wow.
Well, we got to talk about other sports. Dale, do you have
Longer
any?
socks.
Do you have any? Yeah, we'll get you longer socks. Do you have any NBA news for us here?
No NBA news. I have some UFC stuff.
I wouldn't talk about that.
Yeah, Francis Ngannou.
Damn
is
it,
a
that was
free
my
agent.
headline of the week for headlines. I have another
Apologize.
one though.
Let's just start headlines there then.
No. You can. We can. Okay. All right. Then headlines.
Start headlines there. So UFC's heavyweight champion. This is the first time it's ever fucking happened to them that someone just drops out. They're like, hey, not only am I not injured, I just don't want to be with you guys.
So hear me out. I didn't get to share this last week. Dales knows about it, but it's new to you. I have a theory. Jake Paul started his own fighting league.
He didn't
Joined it.
Yeah.
The
PFL.
PFL or whatever. That's a big name to it. It's going to start getting some love. He has, he seems like he's going to be a big part of it. Dana White just got in trouble for slapping his wife on camera.
You saw that, right?
You
Now,
saw
see,
that.
here's the deal. He didn't get in trouble.
You're right, but it's
He owned
Literally-
up to it. He apologized.
He literally was like,
just
"That's a
like-
shame," because everyone's gonna keep bringing that up. That was what he's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
"Ugh," like,
Well, because who's gonna get him in trouble?
yeah.
See, but I think
he runs the whole fucking shit.
You're
So
right.
It's like, what are we gonna do?
yeah, they
but
don't
a
have him.
social
can't-
movement towards him, and then
Yes, which
Ngannou
means
is
nothing.
going to fight in the PFL,
Well,
and it's gonna start becoming a rival league.
if he does, that would be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
that would be great.
No, it's a dumb thing for Ngannou because there's no one is going to be good enough for him anywhere. He wants to do boxing. He's not going to do UFC anymore.
Yes,
He's trying to
that's-
fight Tyson
Because
Fury.
his agent literally said, listen, why the fuck is he going to fight the best people on the planet for little amounts of cash when he can go over and probably knock some chumps out and make so much more money?
Yeah, but also
Like, fuck-
I think he's just gonna. Tyson Fury needs another big name to fight too, and Tyson Fury's cool like that. Like he'd
Yeah.
be like, sure, why not? I'll fucking fight
Yeah.
him. So they're gonna do that. I already saw that. They're gonna
love
do
that.
that, and then the winner's gonna fight Wilder again.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it should be Wilder versus Ngannou.
And then
first.
winner gets to fight
Crazy,
Fury. Yeah.
nuts. So
Because it's just knockout power versus knockout
Was-
power, but it's like
Was Ngannou the one that was getting a lot of slack or like crap recently for being a boring fighter?
no. You're thinking of fucking Kamaru Usman.
Usman, yeah. Okay, so then that makes it weirder because at first, because I don't.
No, Ngannou's the most exciting fighter.
Yeah.
he's the guy. That's like if he hits you, he has the highest.
he's a one-hit wonder. Like
he has the
he's
strongest
literally-
punch ever recorded, according to Dana.
Oh
White
yeah,
or whatever.
is he the one who punches Danger Aaron in the nuts?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So yeah. See, that's the thing is like
Yeah,
I'm like I'm a partial UFC fan. I watched with you guys like the event. I'm terrible with the name, so I was like, oh, is he the boring? But it doesn't make sense because I was like, I thought Ngannou was like the guy. So that it's going to be very interesting to see.
Like, yeah, he's one of the like most freak athletes they've ever had ever. He's knocked out all of the legends, just killed them. But now it's going to be Cyril Gane and John Jones.
That's going to be March 4th, baby.
Crazy.
Yeah, I'm super excited about that. I'm like, yeah, I didn't want Francis to leave, but I'm just excited John Jones is coming back.
Well, here's the thing. He also just beat up his fucking wife like last year.
John Jones?
Yeah.
But he does that like every week.
No, that's why I'm like, dude, it's so funny because
I told you this.
Chess move by Dana, bro, because now everyone's like, you're letting that woman beat her fight. And he's like, everyone forgot about me.
I told no one.
He's
no
smart,
one, It
dude.
really doesn't matter over there.
Yeah, it doesn't.
because I mean, literally, Greg Hardy beat his wife or whatever and got kicked out of the NFL, and then the UFC was like, "Fucking, can you throw on some gloves? Like, why not? Like, come over. Like, they don't give a shit at all."
you might be good at this.
That's why Dana White's not getting out of the troubles because there's no owners. Like, there's no It's like he's the guy. And I already saw something. They're like, think about it. If Roger Goodell was caught on video slapping his wife, he's done immediately. It's like, but Dana's just like fucking. Like, people probably like him more now. I saw people defending him. They were like, she hit him first, man. You got it.
Yeah.
I know for a fact that like so many dudes that I used to hang out, like old trailer park kind of kids.
Yeah.
Like, you kidding, man? He fucking did her right.
I have that joke, dude, where I ask if there's any UFC fans, and they go, yeah. I go, cool, bunch of domestic violence fans, and then there's a huge laugh because everyone is like, they do like domestic violence. It's weird, like
It's not that they like it, but they're totally
they're cool with it. Yeah, they're fans of it. That's
like,
what-
Yeah, they're definitely
happens,
like, it's
you know?
what it happens.
yeah, that shit's kind of dope, dude.
Yeah, but that video, by the way,
No, it's the way we are about hockey. That's
Yeah.
what it is. I'm like, look, like I don't watch hockey that much myself, but it's out there.
Yeah.
and
God
to
bless
each their
them.
own. You know, I'm like,
yeah,
Since
wish him well.
another headline, because we kind of shared that one, and I had another one is the Seattle Seahawks, or no, my bad, the Seattle Mariners signed today. They're signing all the out of country
the
prospects.
17-year-old kid.
They
or
signed the
whatever.
17-year-old. His name is Marlboro Jesus or Jesus.
Yeah,
Marlboro
Is
Jesus.
he Filipino?
No, I think he's from the DR. They said, or like South, not Asian country.
I'm pretty sure
sure.
he's from Sweden.
Sweden.
No.
Oh yeah, and I was like, okay, yeah, thank you. I was like,
yeah. No, that's
Yeah, that's a great name, and he's 17. Yeah.
17, Marlboro
Marlboro
Jesus, dude.
Yeah.
I need that jersey ASAP. That's one of the jerseys where it's like tragic that first names aren't on jerseys.
Yeah.
'Cause
As
if
soon as I saw that, someone immediately replied on Twitter, and it was just fucking Jesus smoking a Newport.
Yeah.
like a really nice painting of it.
We must have seen the exact same tweet.
Probably, yeah,
That's
I
hilarious.
was like, oh, because I saw the name and I just didn't even register. I didn't even read the whole tweet.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't give a fuck about the Mariners. But then I saw the thing beneath it and I went, oh wait, his name's Marlboro G. I was like, oh. I was like, all right, that's pretty
yeah,
cool.
yeah, probably the best name in sports right now.
Yeah.
at
Also
this point.
hilarious that his parents named him after a pack of cigarettes. Like there's the other one you can be like, he's not Jesus, it's Jesus, it's Spanish. Like you could still Marlboro, like that's
Yeah.
a cigarette, and it's only ever been
so-
cigarettes.
that's
Unless
so
it
shocking.
means, unless there's a word out there in Espanol.
It's like a great,
Yeah,
great
it's-
prophet that we don't know about because we're American.
You never heard of the great General Marlboro?
He gave us all our
Santa Ana?
human rights. What are you talking? We're like, oh, sorry, man. Did you say the great general?
Yeah.
Marlboro Santa
he fought in the
Yeah.
Spanish.
He liberated the
War.
Dominican Republic. He's a great guy. There's a few of those names that like I know from like Latin lore, and I don't know what they did.
Santa Ana was my college that I went to, and then I got here, and they were like, you know, General
He's a
Santa
bad
Ana?
guy, right?
Yeah.
He was
not.
the Spanish guy that
Yeah,
came
he-
in
yeah,
and gave everybody AIDS and shit. Now there was another one. It was like
That's
I don't
not, but yeah.
Thinking
close.
of Pancho Villa.
Pancho Villa. Who's that
He's
guy?
a good
Yeah.
guy.
Pancho Villa, he
Santa
was-
Ana,
He's like a
wasn't he like the
he's
revolutionist?
more of an
kind of?
anti-hero. Yeah, he's a revolutionist kind of guy. He did some bad shit.
What
but he's
about,
also, freed
Cesar
Mexico a
Chavez?
little bit.
I think he's just a good guy.
He's a good guy. Michael Pena played him in a movie, I think.
Okay.
My headline was
Headline.
I thought it was football, so I was like, "This is a big deal. Why is no one talking about it?" And then I saw it was basketball. I was like, "Oh, who gives a shit?" A guy in Alabama straight up murdered a girl at a bar the other day.
Oh, the Alabama
can you-
basketball player.
Yeah, it was just like 23-year-old Alabama, student athlete charged with like, and I
It's a
forget.
capital murder.
Yeah, whenever it's capital, you're like, "Oh shit!"
I don't even know what
Yeah.
that means, but it's
That's
scary.
what they got TK
Yeah,
for.
dude.
Yeah.
Oh, still
like-
don't know what it means.
It
but
means they put the shift button on first. They type
No, when
murder.
it's capital, I think it's like it's one of those like it might be one of those where like because there's a degrees like third degree is like first degree is premeditated, second degree is like you might have planned it but you didn't.
Yeah.
It just happened. I think capital might be like something.
kill someone.
well, because I know that premeditated versus just murder is if you thought
'cause
about it.
I know so maybe it has something to do with like TK. I think TK's was like he was robbing a guy and wound up killing him by accident, like that type shit. So maybe it was like he was like
is capital murder when it's like you meant to do it.
I don't well no because
You're
TK
like,
No, that's
I
okay.
want to kill
Capital
I
mean?
believe capital murder means that you can get the death penalty from it.
oh shit.
Ooh, oh, that's why it's
Damn,
from
so what-
Alabama.
Yeah,
That's-
they got
yeah.
it down there. Okay, I knew it was something cool because capital
yeah.
murder.
and
sounds
capital murder at like basically minimum is like you're gonna get life with like you can get life without parole. That's
Yeah.
the big thing too. Is even if you don't
That's
get
like
the death,
good one.
It's the worst. It's the worst murder charge.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what is the difference between if like, listen, I just shot this girl in a bar,
So
first degree. What makes it up to capital?
I feel like my guess would be is like
well, the premeditate. That's how the degrees of it.
The
If you're at a
yeah.
bar
Yeah.
and you're just drunk and you fucking and you
Yeah.
shoot a gun and you accidentally hit somebody,
She slaps you. You
that's
Dana
like
White slap her.
That's like third degree. Yes, well, stuff like that too. You get in a fight and you knock somebody out and they crack their head open and
Right.
die.
That's
you're like,
manslaughter.
okay, yeah. There's degrees with that, but when it's premeditated, you drove to that bar
Right.
to go up to Trixie or
Trixie
So
is
I have-
100% her name.
Yeah.
I
she's
have
in
here
Alabama.
what classifies capital murder in Texas under Penal Code 1903. The individual kills. It's like so if you kill an officer, it's if you so it's like after the killing occurs, you attempt to kidnap, rape, burglar, assault, or arson, like burn evidence. It's for payment. If like
So you're thinking maybe this basketball player at Alabama, he's like, my season's not going that well. I've got average like 2
Spice things up a
rebounds.
bit.
yeah, I
know?
think the big difference
I'm
is
trying to get paid for something. Let me
like
fucking,
Woody Harrelson's dad.
yeah, let me go shoot.
I bet he
Cassidy
tried
in
to
her
cover
face.
it up. I bet he tried to dispose
Yeah,
of the body.
he shot her and then he probably like threw the gun in. I don't know, at the 50-yard line or something, and then they were
Yeah,
like, "All right,
he put it in his homie's locker. He was like,
yeah."
whoa,
I was in Tuscaloosa for a night. Could have been me.
could have been you. You could have been a
Yeah, when I drove.
23-year-old woman that got murdered.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Anytime I see when it's my age, I'm always like, "Oh, whoa,
And
whoa,
doesn't
this
matter.
is worse now."
Wow. What if they're like 26? Are you like,
I'm like,
Oh, sick.
dude, they're already middle aged.
Yeah.
I'm like, Jesus, you know?
right, that was their time?
Isn't that crazy? Whenever people die young, isn't that weird? We're like, oh, like she was middle aged at 12. That's what I.
Wow.
No, you never think about that? I'm like, that's crazy.
That's a slippery slope there, friend.
I'm just saying, it's like, damn, that was half your life. It's like, that's wild.
That is wild.
Yeah. Have they said why? Was it like, because I thought I saw it was at like a bar or
So
something.
yeah, I'm trying
Or
to
after the
read because
bar.
I thought maybe we would find like he planned it or like it just kind of says that
Ex-girlfriend.
they had an altercation out on the strip of Tuscaloosa, and like he began shooting.
Like.
He began shooting into the car of the victim, and the someone in the car had a gun and shot back at them, but like only the girl got hit. They fled, which I think might have to do with the capital murder charges, like Corey was saying. He actually went back home to deal with a personal matter. Yeah, okay. So yeah, he just kind of tried to like dip, and I think is why. It just depends on the state too,
Yeah.
of like how
So
you
he
could.
basically hit and ran and
Because like in Texas, I just found out too, reading the laws, that if you're a criminal and you commit murder, it's automatically capital murder if
But
you
if
have
you
a
already-
previous violent crime.
Oh, wow.
So like if you like assaulted someone and then 20 years later shot someone, automatic capital murder because you're already a violent
guess that
offender. Yeah. So it varies. That's still crazy though, that like you said, no one really cared that much because it was basketball.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know about it until I got the ESPN notification. That was
He's
like,
a basketball player for Alabama. Too.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Alabama is hit or miss on their basketball. team.
Alabama
hey,
basketball.
yeah.
They were just like,
Hey,
If it was
Colin
like a Big
Sexton.
Ten school or a Big East school, it would be a much.
Yeah, if he went to Duke, dude, that'd be all over.
that would be the biggest. Yeah.
That was like a Michigan player.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Right.
Michigan.
Yeah, it would be a much.
Also,
bigger
if
deal.
it was an Alabama football player, there's a chance that might have been covered up.
That's true. Yeah.
yeah.
you
Honest to
don't
God.
hear about Alabama football problems because they don't exist.
That's true. That's what I was saying. But the fact that I saw that, I was like, oh. Also, I think a kid on Georgia died in a car accident, like the day after the national championship.
Didn't hear that.
Yeah, they just gave his parents an NIL deal and just chill now.
But that sucks.
they
Imagine
let him
winning,
pet, they let her
The
pet
NIL
Ugga.
deal.
Yeah, they were like,
imagine
listen,
winning
you
the natty
can.
and dying right after. It's like, damn, that sucks.
Honestly, that's kind of cool.
No, it's not.
That's kind of rad.
know,
Go on the way out, and then they
go
named
out
like a
on top.
training facility after you. or something.
I want a bowl game trophy named after me.
That'd be,
I
yeah,
think that's
The Capital One Bowl.
the Jimmy Kimmel Bowl.
What is the worst bowl name?
Jimmy
Jimmy
Kimmel?
Kimmel
You
Bowl.
missed
We
this
talk-
last
yeah.
week. We were talking about it with
You
John.
didn't-
There's
so when we were in California, we
bad.
were sitting in the Comedy Store. That was dope. Just eating burritos
Yeah.
before it opened up, and then the football. It was bowl season, and dude, all we saw was the Jimmy Kimmel Bowl come on. I was like, that's not a real thing. I thought it would be like a puppy bowl kind of thing.
yeah.
It's a real
it's at
fucking
SoFi,
game. It's
bro.
at SoFi.
And it's not even the Jimmy Kimmel Live Bowl. It's the Jimmy Kimmel Bowl.
The Jimmy Kimmel Bowl.
Yeah.
It's not
Jimmy
even
Kimmel-
about the show.
I used to like Jimmy Kimmel.
I thought he was cool.
I
dude.
used
He
to
was the Man
I used
Show
to like
guy.
him
We were
until he
like-
started crying.
Yeah.
That's when I lost respect for him. He'd
Yeah.
go up there and be like, my kid.
He
has
got a liberal
something."
wife, and it just kind of like fucked him up.
Hey,
It's
same
too
as last week though, Jimmy. You got a comedy club in Vegas, and if you ever want to have us, I'll cry on stage with you, dog. Just
Yeah.
let me just.
I am
about
a
that.
liberal.
Dude, Stephen Colbert, I don't like him anymore either.
He used to rule.
He was
Yeah.
cool. And then, dude, he's still talking about Trump.
That
I saw
shit's
shit the other
crazy.
day.
to me.
I can't. I'm not a political guy at all.
Yeah.
I just can't stand. Like I saw Rob Reiner just tweeted the other day. Rob Reiner, you guys know Rob Reiner?
Yeah,
You know Rob Reiner? He's a director. He's in The Wolf of Wall Street. He plays Jordan's dad.
Oh, okay.
That guy. Yeah, he directed The Princess Bride and a bunch of other shit.
Did he really?
Yeah,
That's one
he
of my
directed
favorite
like
movies of all time.
5 amazing fucking movies in a row. He's
Wow.
a dope dude.
That's cool.
His dad's Carl Reiner. He died. Anyway,
Cool.
So Rob Reiner just tweeted the other day. He was like, the difference between Donald Trump and Joe Biden. Donald Trump should be in prison and Joe Biden's a law-abiding citizen. And I'm like, dude, it's a fucking Saturday night. I'm like,
get
what
some
are you
bitches.
talking about? Trump's gone. Like, he's
Some
gone.
bitches.
I don't get why people still bring it up. I'm like, it's over.
Yeah,
It's
it
over.
is a
He
pretty
won.
funny thing. Also, like every time, it's never like Joe Biden's a good president. It's just like he's alive and he's not actively racist. He used to be racist, but he's better now. Like that's
Yeah.
what they're trying to say.
He just forgot how to be racist.
That's a good point. Yeah.
He forgot the words.
He didn't know.
Every time he sees black guy, he's like, "What?
That's-
What was it
Roots are-
again?"
the roots are still there. though.
Yeah.
That's the real cure to racism is just dementia.
He's like, "I forgot we were better than you." Yeah, that's good. That's a good thing.
Oh shit.
Eventually, you'll get old enough to where you become so progressive.
Yeah.
Are you guys ready for the next segment? Our next
Yes.
segment, Colin's hot goss, and we're not talking about Ryan Goss. I said
He said that to me, and I was like, "All right, you have to say that."
Colin's hot goss. Take it away, Colin.
Take it away, bud.
Well, speaking of Ryan Gosling, he's in the new Barbie movie. It comes out the same day as Oppenheimer, the new Christopher Nolan movie.
Yeah, the one
Really?
where they actually try and set a real nuke off.
They didn't do a real nuke, but he recreated it.
They simulated a nuclear explosion.
Yeah.
What
like,
does that mean?
it's not, they didn't actually do nuclear fission and blow something up.
Yeah.
They just blew up so much shit
Yeah.
to try and
They
recreate
did
the
like
cloud.
the, you know, when they're
There's
like,
no
it's-
radiation. They just blew up a shit ton of stuff.
Ah,
Or they're
okay.
like-
Mushroom cloud.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because he
Yeah.
does that. He prefers to do, like in Tenet, there's the scene where the airplane goes into the hangar.
Yeah,
they were like, it's probably gonna cost more to do it CGI. He's like, I'm gonna fly a fucking plane into a hangar. And they did that.
And it was cool.
So sick.
Yeah. I
Actually,
like
you know what's funny? Not even that cool.
The movie was,
It was-
not, the movie hurt my brain. The
I thought it
Tenet.
was a good movie.
I like John David Washington. He's Denzel's son.
Yeah,
fact,
he
yeah,
no,
he
the,
was-
Fun fact:
great.
he was on the Rams
Was he really?
when they were the St. Louis Rams. Yeah, he was on like their practice squad, and I think he was on the active roster for
How
like 2
fucking
years,
old is he?
like 36.
Oh, okay.
I like when there's actors that are also just like, yeah, it was a fucking NFL player. Carl Weathers
I'm a winner.
was a running back for the Raiders.
Yeah.
Apollo Creed is Carl Weathers.
Yeah.
Like that's fucking crazy. Who else? There's-
Dwayne Johnson was Dwayne Johnson was on like the Hurricanes, like with like Sean
OG,
Taylor.
Yeah.
And like Warren Sapp and all them talk about it. They were like, dude, he was a little bitch.
Yeah,
They were like, we bullied the shit out of him. We were like, fucking
I
Dwayne,
remember,
go,
dude, Warren
fuck
Sapp's
you.
a beast, right? I
Warren
love him.
Sapp's the man. He's done some things, right? He got in trouble.
Yeah, I
he
think-
was just like fucking hookers. I'm sorry, sex workers. Right? Isn't that all he did? I think he brought one to like NFL Network and they're like, you're done.
I think it was just like he was being
To a Christmas
he was just
party?
weird. Yeah,
Something
weird,
like
you know,
that.
a little inappropriate.
Terry Crews.
Terry Crews.
Terry Crews.
He was on like the Chargers.
I said that
something,
quietly,
I feel like.
but yeah, I said
I don't think there's a lot of good athletes that become
Yeah,
They're
no.
they're never that, because if you ever seen The Rock's highlight tape of his preseason games,
he's got a huddle.
bro, it's bad. So like he played DN, like D line, so like I feel like I can very fairly critique it. Bro, you watch him and he like runs into offensive linemen, and so then the offensive linemen shoot their hands. And then, he tries to throw like clubs and stuff, and the hands of the O linemen don't move. So he's like, stop, get
So
off
would you
me.
say you were a better college defensive lineman than Dwayne Johnson?
No, because he went to the University of Miami. Yeah.
I wanted you to say you did, and I was
No.
like, he went to the best college.
Oh, yeah. That's the
there
thing.
was at the time.
That's just how crazy you have to be an NFL athlete. Because
Yeah.
why? The reason I saw it is The Rock actually like quote tweeted it and was like a while back and was like, haha, as you can tell, this is why I didn't make it in the NFL and why I went to wrestling or whatever. Because like, yeah, dude, he just. It's the same thing where I felt that in some way where like I was amazing in JUCO and then I got to the next level and everyone also was at the next level, and then all of a sudden I was like, oh shit, like there's people that just have athletic gifts that I'll never have, no matter how hard I work, type shit. But
Here's a few Here's a few people that are actors that I didn't realize were football players. John Wayne played at USC.
Wow.
Okay.
That's cool.
Tommy Lee Jones or something?
Tommy Lee Jones was the other one, actually. He played for Harvard.
Yeah.
He was an
Okay.
offensive lineman.
You know who his roommate?
Wow.
Yeah. Do you know who
What?
Tommy Lee Jones' roommate was in Harvard? Al Gore.
See, that
Yeah.
shit makes me think that there are lizard people running.
Yeah.
If anyone's a lizard,
Like that-
it's Al Gore.
Al Gore and Tommy Lee Jones.
He's like, I invented
bro.
the internet, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking- and you're like, no, you didn't. Why do you just keep saying
Yeah,
that?
dude, that shit creeps me out. What's your hot goss, by the way? We didn't even.
Do you have any more hot goss?
Iggy Azalea started in OnlyFans. I've heard it's mid. I'm very disappointed.
You can find it.
about that.
I've been
Yeah,
sent
I'm
Reddit
gonna look.
images
I'm gonna
already.
wait. I'm gonna wait for it to get more tasteful. Yeah.
I didn't
seen the
ask for
Reddit.
them. I
Yeah,
have
I
horny
know.
friends that were like 8 a.m. like, bro, I found the Reddit link. And I was like, find Jesus, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's an attractive lady.
Yeah, I think
get
it's
it.
going to be some con artist shit, though, where like,
Yeah, she's not gonna show muff.
you giggle before the M on Muff came out, dog.
That's a funny word.
It is. It is. Muff.
Some other goss out there. I'm sure you guys watched the Golden Globes.
Which ones are the Golden Globes for?
The
TV?
ones, no,
Was
they're,
that the
they're
one
TV
that
and
Ricky
movies.
Gervais used to just fuck people up
Yeah,
on?
they tried.
yeah,
so they tried
yeah.
to make it like serious this year because they were like, we're trying to like, we are like the Oscars, and everyone's like, you're not the fucking Oscars. Like everyone just gets drunk there,
Right.
And Gerard Carmichael hosted it, and it was just weird because he kept talking about he was like their first black host ever. So he was like, they wanted me to do all this stuff, and I was like, no, and you can't fire me because I'm the first black host.
He's
And
also the first gay host.
That's true. He's very gay now.
Is he?
Yeah. I saw-
But it took him a while to get there.
yeah.
Right, yeah, I
Once-
mean,
but
it's
once
What,
he,
does he wear a
couple
cape
comedy
and shit
specials
now?
to
no, oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, he wears like he does like the Lil Nas X stuff.
Oh, shit, he's got
sometimes. Like, he'll
sequins
come
on and
yeah.
shit? Yeah,
But he
that's
still
cool.
talk like he's still like very. He's like, yeah, like I saw him on. I think it was a clip. He was on Jimmy Fallon, and he was like, yeah, it's crazy.
He doesn't have the voice.
He was like, when I give head, I look like Viola Davis, like in a crying scene, and I was like, that's really funny.
Yeah.
You know what Viola Davis looks like when she cries? I was like, oh wow. But it was just, and I was just like, oh, I forgot. Yeah, he's gay as hell now.
It is weird when you know someone for like he's been in the spotlight for a long
Right.
time, is just like totally not gay,
He had a
and now
turning.
it's like that's his thing a little bit. Is
Right.
that
He had an
gay?
earring in.
Whoa, big step.
I'm not. I don't know. It was definitely the gay. I don't know which
Yeah.
year it was, but whatever year, I guess that's the gay year. Remember that was a thing.
Yeah,
The
dude,
gay
I
ear.
swear to God, I remember when I was a kid, it was the right ear because I thought I was like, I just want one in my right ear, and my brother was like, "What?"
Yeah, left one's for
He
a
would
pirate.
never, let me go.
Right one's butt pirate.
Some actual goss though.
Sea laws, dude. Laws.
Yeah,
of
but left
the seamen laws.
I thought
dude.
because I'm right-handed, I'll get one on my ear, on my right ear. Left-handed people are gay. That's what. That's just.
No, they're Satan worshiping
true.
devils. That's who they are.
Yeah, left-handers are that's more gay than right-handers.
Don't appreciate any of that.
He goes, I'm left-handed and I haven't. It turns out you got a big ass earring we didn't know about. And you're like,
I'm letting horns start growing out of my head.
Yeah. He's like, I don't know what it was, but the day I picked up a pencil with my left hand, I just loved cock all of a sudden. Crazy.
but
I have some other hot. I have some.
well, hold on, real quick.
Yeah, go
At the
ahead.
Golden Globes. So I don't know if you guys have heard, Brad Pitt got his divorce from Angelina Jolie years ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it came out that they said the reason it happened, this is why he got sober and everything. Apparently, he was abusive. Apparently, he was like mean to her and
Yeah.
shit. And you know how they have like a whole army of kids, and like apparently like the older ones, like the ones that were like.
Child army.
Yeah, like
From
Coney
Africa.
2012.
Yeah,
so like they like
them in
knew this
Taiwan.
shit was going on. You know, they were like old enough to see. They don't fuck with them, and like 7 people at the Golden Globes, because Brad Pitt was sitting front. So they were like, dude, his PR, like people were like saying it, and I'm like, I don't believe that shit. I even think it might be a thing. Everybody was up there because obviously he's so hot. So that was the joke. Is like men and women were like, hey, Brad, you know, and like during their speech, they're like, it's Brad Pitt. Oh my God. And he's like, and everybody took pictures with him and everything. And they were like, they did that to try, and they're like, because people keep talking about it, they're like, he beat the shit out of his wife and kids and all that. And they're just like, so they're paying people to, like, their agents are doing that. And he has the same
trying to
PR
get the good
shit.
back on him.
He has the same PR team that Johnny Depp had that won him the trial against Amber Heard and all that. And it was like, yeah, like apparently like one of his kids, like I said, that they don't fuck with him anymore. They followed Quinta Brunson, the gal that made Abbott Elementary, the show about Philly and everything.
Yeah,
So she won. And they liked her photo of her. They followed her, and they would always like her pictures. And they liked the one of her at the Golden Globes. And then during her speech, she was like talking. She was, "This is amazing. Hey, Brad Pitt, I just had to say it." And then they unfollowed her, and they were like, "Fuck that." They were like, "It's fake." They're like, "It's fake shit." I was like, "Damn." I hope it's not true, because Brad's a
Yeah.
lovely man.
I would like
me,
to see
look at.
I mean, obviously they are not going to go to court for it now.
No, they already did. I think.
Right, but I would
Civil
like to
shit.
see the tapes on that.
Of
Because now
you want to see the tapes of Brad
listen,
Pitt
if you
beating
want to
his
be a
kids?
celebrity, you want to be the most famous people on the planet and make all this money to, you know, do some bullshit. Let's see your court cases. I think that's fair.
Oh, you want to see the tapes of the?
Yeah,
you need
bro.
to. I thought you were saying you're like,
You
I
need
want
to
to
word
see
that
Brad
better.
Pitt.
What did I
beat
say?
I'd already disassociated from you through the camera.
You were like, you know,
I
all
wanna
this
see
happens.
it,
If this is
bro.
gonna happen, I want to see the tape.
I want to see him
I
beat
wanna
the shit
see-
out of his
You're
kids.
like, I
Okay,
want to
no,
see if
that's-
Angelina can take a punch. I
No,
want
I
to know.
was thinking, I mean, I'm sure she could. Mr. and Mrs. Smith? What?
Yeah.
Dana White really got him going, dude.
Yeah.
Really got him hyped.
Yeah, you're a
up.
little too into it now.
Sorry
dude.
about that. Yeah,
That
I
is-
did, that's not what I was trying to say, but yeah, I get.
Yeah.
Thanks for saving me, guys.
Yeah, we got you. I know what you mean though, where you're like, I hope it's not true, like, because it would be terrible for the kids and Angelina and all that, and then you also.
No, I'm just
and then
worried. I
also-
just like Brad Pitt.
Just Brad Pitt, yeah. Well, because then it's like, because then it's
Angelina's
hard because it's like, you know, all that social stuff. Like, does he get to keep making movies? Is he done? Like, was Babylon the last thing we get Brad Pitt in?
No,
I hope not.
He's still filming shit.
Yeah.
He's having a career renaissance.
I have hot goss. If you don't mind me hopping in on your segment, Colin.
What is this about Andrew Tate?
This is my hot goss hands.
Yeah,
dude.
I was about to say.
I was sitting like this in the last podcast, and it makes my arms look nice. So when I try to sit like this, you know, now it's like the stealth flex. It's better
Yeah, I
than
get what you mean.
it's
It's
better
like-
than like just noodle arms like this, you know. So like now I got to sit like this that I can't hide. The whole podcast I've been sitting like this, but Aaron Donald changed his bio to former NFL Rams lineman, like former NFL player.
and then
was-
changed it back 5 minutes later. Did you see that?
Oh, I didn't see he changed it back.
It said former, and then
screenshot,
like
yeah.
someone saw it, and they
And
were
I
like,
thought-
and then he changed it back.
But that's my thing is like, why did he change it in the first place?
Right.
And then did he change it and then
Well,
get caught and then was
But
like,
also part of the problem, like, do you think he runs his own Twitter?
no, you're
You know what I
right.
mean?
You're right.
It's
Yeah.
like, you know, he's from Pittsburgh.
I don't know. I think a lot of them do, and I'm tired of like this weird cryptic athlete, you know,
It is-
leaving small little trail hints, and then it turns out
I
to be
like
absolutely fucking nothing.
I like when athletes are weird with social media. Like there's like that running joke. It's like you can tell what, you know, it's like all running backs tweet like this, all wide receivers tweet
Yeah.
like that. Like
Yeah.
it's true. Like the running backs are always like hustle and move, got to keep grinding, like all glory to God. And then wide
Yeah.
receivers are like, at the end of the day, the clock doesn't stop ticking until the own man grows up to be on a wise tree. And you're like, what the fuck does any of that mean?
Yeah,
and then the
yeah.
quarterbacks are just like loving with the fam.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Just
what the
kissing
fuck
their
is
kids
this?
on the
Yeah,
mouth.
like you're like,
Yeah.
all right, yeah.
I do. Yeah, you're right. Because I think like defensive players kind of have like the go to talk shit. Like I follow
Yeah.
Slay and Hassan Reddick on Twitter.
Yeah.
And they'll like quote tweet people and tell them to eat shit. Like I've seen Darius Slay be like, try and do what I do, bitch. You couldn't do this shit. And like Hassan Reddick will quote tweet and be like, yeah, shut up, bitch. And I'm like, this is cool.
Yeah.
I like that they have.
So I feel like defensive players have more, they got the
Grit.
dog mentality
Yeah.
in them. And then
Dog.
if you're an offensive star player, you probably want to be a celebrity.
Yeah.
It's true. They're a diva. Every wide receiver's a diva. Dude, I love that when you're around like an old head and they say shit like that. They're just like, he's a fucking diva.
Yeah.
Like, he's just,
Odell Beckham.
When they talk, yeah.
Dude,
oh,
when
they're
Odell
like,
Beckham came out, every single dad across America was like,
flashy.
something about that.
Plays with the wrong
about
way.
that kid.
If they do
Yeah.
that so much more with basketball too. They're like now Luka Doncic. I don't know what it is about him, but there you go. He just sees the game differently. He
Yeah.
just does it the right way, and then they're like, all that dunking,
Yeah.
All that dunking.
all that flashy shit. Now when Mac McClung dunks, now he's good.
Nicholas, dude, the Jokic love, like Jokic is great. I love him.
Fuck Jokic.
But at the same time, every single white basketball player is always like, no, he's MVP. Have you
That's
seen
why
the
I
numbers?
can't stand it.
Historic.
They're like, look, and it's like just because they look at him like, oh, maybe that could be me.
Yeah, they're like, I'm a flubby fucking tall white guy. Maybe I can do this too.
Maybe if I learn to pass,
Yeah.
I can do that. And I'm like,
No,
get
yeah, no.
fucked.
What do we? I got to pee so hard.
Last segment. I mean, if you got to pee, you can leave, and I can we can wrap it up. It's
you
the
can go
movies. We want to end with. We want to do
talk about
movies.
movies.
We
We
like
always
movies
like
so
talking
much.
about
We just rewatched. We've seen it before. The Longest Yard.
and
wow.
and we,
Amazing movie.
it's maybe the best cast of any movie of all time. For guys.
I mean,
For bro, like as a bro
bros.
movie, dude.
It is- it does
all
have a
the
great one.
wrestlers.
first of all, at the top, it's Adam Sandler, Chris Rock, and Burt Reynolds.
That's amazing. Right
That's a crazy
Yeah.
trio. And then you got fucking just all the random
Michael
ones.
Irvin, Terry Crews, Nelly, Joey Diaz.
Nelly is
Joey
Nelly.
Diaz. Yeah, Nellie's amazing.
Fuck, who's the guy?
The great
Bob or
Khali.
something?
Bob Sapp. The
Yeah,
giant
yeah, Bob
fucking
Sapp. I was gonna
Stone
say, yeah.
Cold Steve Austin says the N word like 4 times.
I know. I totally
You know
forgot
what's
about
crazy?
that.
I completely forgot about that part of the movie.
When it happened, we were like, because he's talking to Nelly the whole time, and he's saying it like so hard and aggressive, and we were like,
Right. yeah, I
didn't
do remember that.
this.
That was crazy. I was
Yeah.
like, do you think Stone Cold improvised that scene? They're like, they're like, throw some improv lines out there. He's like, I got a good one, brother.
Yeah, and then later in the movie, when Nelly is like got his legs broken or something, and then he tells Bob Sapp, he's like, "Do you know what he just said to me in
Right.
the library?" And he doesn't even say it.
He whispers.
it into his ear.
Nelly, the black
he's
guy's
like,
like, I'm not gonna say the hard R.
Yeah.
And Stone Cold was like,
What's your favorite line from that?
From that movie.
Yeah.
can of corn and I'll be fine. Can of corn.
Joey Diaz.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Diaz.
Oh, dude, I don't.
The little kicker guy.
Oh,
Oh,
Brucey.
his name, Brucey.
Shouldn't
Oh, yeah,
have, shouldn't
Tracy
have that
Morgan.
popcorn before.
Tracy Morgan's a fucking.
Do you know Bruce?
Girl?
That's something Nick Turturro. His brother is John Turturro. Like I'm trying to think of something you would have. Oh, Transformers. He's the agent from Transformers.
No shit.
That guy, like the guy,
like
the
the-
real like Italian looking kind of
That's guy like
their
that is
brothers.
in all the movies.
Yeah, he's in everything. He's in all
Yeah.
the Coen Brothers movies, stuff like that. Like their
Wow.
brothers. Yeah.
Whoa.
Dude, they got a good family there.
Good for them.
Yeah.
Fuck
Th-
yeah.
yeah.
Brucey, Nick Turturro. He's on TikTok a lot. I've seen he did a bunch of videos with that guy. Have you ever seen this dude who was like an
just in a
autistic
movie I
Asian dude who always
He's
goes,
Silent
fuck,
Night.
baby,
Silent
fuck,
Night.
fuck,
Yeah.
fuck, baby. Yeah, you ever seen that guy?
I don't.
His name's like Gabe or something. It was like a dude. He was just like, fucking steak, baby, fucking steak. Fuck yeah, baby, fuck. He's just like a dude. White Claws, baby, White Claws. You never seen that dude?
I've never.
I've
seen
no
Anyway,
idea
he
what
was
you're talking
popular
about.
for like a month. I haven't seen him in like a year. He's probably dead.
yeah.
But for a while, they were making videos together all the time. And I was
Wow.
like, this Nick dude, I guess, he's
Yeah,
like,
he was in Silent Night. He was the main bad guy in Silent Night.
Yeah, we just seen that. Or
Violent
Violent Night.
Night.
Violent
Silent
Night.
yeah, okay, I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
yeah.
was it the David Arbor Santa movie?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nice.
Did any of you see? I mean, because Longest Yard, phenomenal movie. But did any of you see Babylon? Did you see?
I
Babylon?
haven't yet because they're gonna take it out of theaters because no one's seen it. I wanted
Yeah.
to see it today, but they had a showtime at like 4, and I was like, oh fuck, because it's 3 hours, dude.
It's long.
Yeah,
It
I
was.
was like, damn.
It's good. It's like. It's a very like artsy movie. It's
Yeah.
an homage to like
Hollywood
1930s.
and all
Like,
that and everything.
but it's cool because it's like the movie switches from like silent films
Yeah.
to sound, and so there's a lot of cool shit. But I also thought it was like an average movie where it's like it's good. You should see it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also not like rushing to be like, Colin, you gotta see. Like that's why it was like you're like I'm gonna wait. I wasn't like you gotta see it in theaters, bro.
No,
It's-
I'm gonna like it a lot.
Yeah.
like I know I'm gonna like it a
Brad
lot. but
Pitt's
it's one of
cool.
those
Margot
things where-
Robbie's great.
Yeah, they smooch in it too.
I just thought it was maybe, and when you watch it, tell me how you feel. But I thought it was maybe like 30 minutes too long. Make it a
well,
little
yeah,
bit.
because it's 3 hours.
And it just didn't need
I'll
to
tell
be.
you what, you guys got to see. I wish Dale was here for this as well. It's on HBO Max now. It's my favorite movie of the year. It might win Best Picture. It's probably going to be Everything Everywhere All at Once. It's probably going to win. But The Banshees of
I've heard
Inisherin.
amazing things
Have you
about
seen it?
He's my favorite director. Of
Oh,
all time.
yeah, he's great. This guy Martin McDonagh. He was a playwright. He's the first. He's
it
the only.
scary?
No.
Okay.
It's
like
a
super dark.
it's a dark like. Have you seen In Bruges?
No, I
Have you
don't.
seen Seven Psychopaths?
No.
Have you seen Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri?
Yes.
He made all that.
Oh, okay.
So you know how it's like a fucked up movie, but
yeah,
there's like
but
kind
it's
of
good. Yeah, it's
there's kind of funny moments in it.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
like that. So it's Colin Farrell. You know Colin Farrell?
yeah.
And then Brendan Gleeson. He played Mad Eye Moody in Harry Potter.
Yes.
So they play best friends, and the premise of the movie is it's in like 1900s Ireland during the Irish Civil War, like
Yeah.
when England got Northern Ireland, and Ireland was like this how the IRA started.
yeah.
And it's an allegory for that because it's all of a sudden friends just start blowing each other up. So in the movie, he goes to knock. Colin Farrell knocks on his buddy's door, and he's like, he's not there. They're gonna go to a fight, and he goes, I don't want to be your friend anymore. He goes, I just don't like you anymore. And that's the premise of the movie: is that one day this guy's best friend on this little Irish island off the coast of Ireland. There's like 20 people on the island in this whole town. He just goes, I don't like you anymore. And it starts like spiraling, and it starts getting like obviously like escalates and escalates.
Yeah.
But it's like the dialogue so good. It's my favorite. Barry Keoghan,
Love a good
the
suspenseful
kid who
shit.
plays the Joker in the new Batman movies.
Yeah.
And he was in the Eternals as the Druig, the guy who can control people.
Oh yeah.
That guy plays like a little like semi like autistic kid. There's a scene with him. I'm not going to spoil it. I've watched the scene like 12 times. Since
Just
I've seen the
great
movie.
acting.
It's incredible because he just does it. He's so likable and plays stupid but innocent so well. He's just like, yeah, I was thinking maybe we could go. Oh, never mind. All right, and dude, it's so fucking.
It feels so
it's
natural,
So good. Like
the
Colin Farrell,
dialogue and everything.
and the best actor race between it's gonna either be Colin Farrell, Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
It'll be Brendan Fraser.
Well, because he just won the Critics' Choice Awards, but Colin Farrell won the Golden Globe, or Austin Butler for Elvis. So it's like a legitimate three-way tie.
Better not be. Fuck Austin
Yeah,
Butler.
I don't want him
Fuck
to
that
win.
Elvis.
Yeah.
The Elvis movie sucked, and also Austin Butler's still talking like it all the time. He's like,
That's I
He
hate
looks
when people do that.
nothing like Elvis. He
like-
looks like Pennywise the Clown.
he's like, fucking, it's an incredible
Have
opportunity.
you guys seen The Last of Us? It premiered
I
last
saw
Oh, it was
that last night. It
amazing,
was
dude.
great,
He
yeah.
Dale doesn't like to watch television, so he
I didn't play
invited
the
him
game.
and he refused to watch.
I didn't play the game, and I'm
Neither did
happy
I.
because I want to watch. I'd rather watch the show.
I
It's
will
like
say,
not
though,
knowing what happens in House of Dragon. Like I'm glad that I didn't
Right.
read the books because everything's a mystery to me.
the opening first act of that.
The first like 30 minutes.
Bro, I was gonna shit my pants.
I saw I saw
the video game.
comparisons. There's a lot. There's like a scene that's right out of it where like he like lays down and she's like your watch is broken. There's like a few things that are like right out of it and everything. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool.
It was good.
But I'm glad I don't know how it ends. Yeah,
Me
I'm like,
either.
all right,
And I
cool.
love a good show like that. I mean, not to spoil anything for Dale or anyone who hasn't watched it, but just that opening sequence with the girl at the house, like that whole thing is fucking.
It was funny
Austin
because
yeah.
it says Austin, and right away you're like, they didn't fucking film that here.
Nah,
and I
same
looked it up,
thing,
and
yeah.
the whole thing was filmed in Canada.
That's what I said.
The game starts in Austin, and
Austin.
they flee to San Marcos.
Yeah,
That's
in the
cool.
game. Yeah,
That's
so-
interesting.
yeah.
They're in, yeah.
So did someone that lives in this area make that game? Because that seems like pretty specific.
I'm not sure on that, or maybe they went to Texas State.
Interesting.
like
Yeah, it'd be
that.
Naughty Dog.
How do we get away from the zombies? I don't know. Let's go float the river. dude. Those motherfuckers. I do. It's a very because I didn't know the premise either that it was like, oh, it's zombies or it's like fungus and everything. I'm like, oh, that's like that makes sense.
cool
actually.
way?
I'm like,
Interesting. I also
and
love a
that
good.
it's 20 years. It's like, oh no, the zombie apocalypse happened and this is life now. I'm like, oh, that's very cool.
We haven't said a lot of homoerotic things in here. Old Pedro Pascal, the Silver Fox, he looks very nice. Like
So
that,
that's
dude.
what was funny because the start of the show, it's 2003.
Yeah.
And also, my first reaction was, I was like, dude, LeBron just got drafted. I was like, dude, LeBron just got drafted in the world ends.
They're not gonna know.
Dude, they have no idea. He
didn't meet the
he's
king,
the
bro.
chosen one.
Yeah. You tell them you're like LeBron or MJ. Who's going? They're
He's
like,
like, he's like that 18-year-old kid. Fucking- no, but in the beginning of the show, it's his 36th birthday, and I was like, Pedro Pascal's playing a 36-year-old. That's a little bit much. And
Yeah.
then it jumped 20 years. It's like, oh, okay.
And because he looks young in the opening scene, he looks really old. That when you first cut, you're like, because I think they actually like Pedro Pascal can't play a 36-year-old, but I
he's
feel
also
like it's
not 56.
Yeah,
He's
like they
he's
had to
late
make
40s.
him look older for the role, which I thought was cool. Great show. Check it out. We got to wrap up here though. Liked all the segments, boys. Fun ass
Yeah.
episode.
You guys should watch that movie tonight, though.
Which one?
The Banshees of Inisherin.
We'll watch it. We'll try and watch it by next week so we can talk about it on the because I want to watch it.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say not
You should
tonight.
start
but-
with In Bruges, to be honest with you.
Well, yeah. So it's the same
All right,
cast.
now you guys are asking too much.
Well, no, that's just a movie by the same guy
All right,
that
nope,
came
you
out.
said too many things, and now we
13
get
All right, we're gonna watch The Longest Yard again. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. This is episode 21 of Third Inches. Please make sure you rate, review, and subscribe. It helps the podcast. Love you. Bye.
Bye.